After 2 months as New York City Schools Chancellor, David Banks gives a scathing review of the Department of Education. His revamping plans include more school safety officers because of more guns getting inside schools, and ending the mismanagement he says leads to disturbingly low graduation rates. CBS 2's political reporter Marcia Kramer has the story.
Hundreds of school employees packed Department of Education headquarters to hear how new schools Chancellor David Banks plans to end the legendary bureaucracy and wrong-headed programs that have resulted in a staggering 65% of minority students graduating without being able to read. But first, Banks had to cope with an unanticipated snag. The teleprompter with his speech broke down, forcing him to ad-lib his entire presentation.
It's not moving. This is our $38 billion bureaucracy.
The teleprompter incident was emblematic of the problems Banks is confronting. A school system so broken that even before the pandemic, 120,000 parents took their kids out of city schools.
120,000 families decided to vote with their feet and to say, we're going to find other alternatives and other choices for our children. That's an indictment on the work that we have done.
Mayor Adams also served notice on school employees that they better get on the program of reinventing the school system.
If you are not part of this team and committed to finally turning around this bureaucracy that is professionalized and has professionalized failing children, then this is not the moment to be in this administration.
The chancellor's plan includes changing how reading is taught to a proven phonics-based system so that each student can read by 3rd grade, new screening methods to identify dyslexia at an early age, and making sure each student graduates with a diploma and a pathway to a good job. And with a dramatic increase in weapons being brought into the classroom, the chancellor told me increasing the depleted ranks of school safety agents is a top priority.
I'd like to get closer to about 1,000 more SSAs.
Gregory Floyd, the head of the school safety union, says it's a good first step because there is a shortage of as many as 2,000 safety agents.
It'll mean additional school safety agents that will help stem the problem of violence in our city schools.
The chancellor is also taking aim at bureaucracy. Today he announced the elimination of 5 executive superintendent positions, saving millions of dollars. Next up, the borough offices that employ thousands and thousands of people. He wants to know why all those people are necessary. At the Education Department in Lower Manhattan, I'm Marcia Kramer, CBS 2 News.
Chancellor Banks says he also plans to expand the gifted and talented program, saying he doesn't understand why it's now limited to only 3,000 students.